If you're listening to this podcast, it is likely because you're currently being pursued by some sort of extraterrestrial, spiritual, or cryptozoological threat. You probably saw that this show was about these sorts of otherworldly abominations and reckoned it a place of insight. Unfortunately, the following podcast is entirely farcical and will be of little help to anyone. But you're here, so you might as well enjoy the show and pray that it doesn't find you. Hello, and welcome back to Lore Folk, a podcast where we riff on all things paranormal. I'm your host, Aidan Kidd, and it's a beautiful Midwestern day here where I am, and not in Loserville, West Coast, where my co-host, Maddie Barr, resides.
Oh, really? Oh, sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of the ocean and the dolphins. Oh, and all the natural beauty. Sorry, I'm being attacked by an evergreen tree. Ah, jeez.
Oh, it's so cool where you are with your water that you can't even drink. We got that fresh water here in the Midwest. We got Lake Michigan, our great big beauty who's here to nourish us and cleanse our pores. You got dirty saltwater Pacific like a fucking nerd.
Oh, sorry, another mountain exploded and now I have carbon in my lungs. Ha! Get wrecked, idiot. Boom.
Maddie. You will regret your churlish nature when Scoopy, the Culver's mascot and god of the Midwest, rises up and takes over the entire continent of North America. And soon we shall all be the Midwest.
Oh boy. Not Scoopy.
I love imagining his like, totalitarian state with, like, big statues of him. And he has a big temple and a big throne. And he's pulling people up and he's like, "You there, boy, you have tarnished the name of the Butterburger by making a burger without the buns being baked in batter. You disgust me and have disgraced my kingdom. For this, you will be put into the cheese-curd pit like the wretched fool that you are!" And the guy's like, No, please, I have a wife and kids. And he's like, "But before you go, do you have a Scooby token you can exchange for a free ice cream?" "No, I don't have one." "Well, then to the cheese-curd pit with you!" Anyway, what do we talk about on this fucking show?
This is a really fun bit because the whole time Aiden was doing that, I was looking up what Scooby looks like.
You don't even know his grand visage.
We don't. I recognize him now. We don't have Culvers, so unfortunately.
Soon you will!
Good. I give in to Scoopy, our Lord and Savior Scoopy.
Scoopathan is his full first name.
The Lord scoopeth and the Lord squipeth away.
Scoopeth away.
Yup. It's a podcast.
Maddie, say something paranormal.
Boo.
There we go. End of episode.
Yeah, we're done.
Got it in one take.
Yeah. Oh, you want something real, actually?
Probably.
Do you want real content for our podcast?
That'd be best, I think. I know we've done, like, a 7-minute episode once, but we're only at, like, minute, like, maybe 3.
Right. Well, we could do the world record for the shortest podcast ever.
We're already way over that. That would have to be, like, a millisecond or something cool.
Ah, shit. We'll just take 1 millisecond out of this episode and throw it up as its own episode. Somebody wants to know, zombies? ... question mark? Do zombies eat people, or do they merely bite and infect? If they eat people, why don't they eat other animals or each other? I'm unsure of their role in our society. And then it says some other dumb shit, but I really want to get to the meat of this, if you don't mind the pun. What are zombies' roles in our society?
What are zombies' roles in society? Well, I think that zombies play a very important role in our society. And that is the role of the other. We can scapegoat them for all of our political upbringings, for all of our we can scapegoat them for all...
You leave all that in. I
It's all... I'm just gonna leave that
Aidan
whole
tried
bit
to say
in,
the
where
word
I just tried to say anything.
For 20 minutes.
Look, zombies, they're easy to pin the blame on.
There's many roles for all the different cryptids, right? Vampires are sexy, ghosts are for spookums, Bigfoot, he's just a pal. He's kind of the crunchy cryptid.
Bigfoot is to harass nerds into thinking that they're special and that they'll be the ones to find him.
Yes, zombies are icky, gross, stinky little guys. You know? Someone has to be gross. All the other cryptids are cool, but we need one that's like, ugh. You know? Like, you're thinking about it and you're like, ugh. I don't really want to deal with that right now. You know? It's like you said, we have to have someone to hate. And if all the other cryptids decided to be cool, you know, they wouldn't look as cool if they weren't standing next to a zombie, right? Vampires are kind of scary. But if you put one next to a zombie, you're like, actually, you know what? Might have to fuck that, right?
Zombies are important because they're the only paranormal monster that nobody is gonna want to fuck.
Yes.
We need balance in this world. Mm-hmm. Except for the movie Warm Bodies, but those weren't even real zombies, basically. Yeah. And they got cured or whatever, I didn't see it. But zombies are pretty much, in the traditional sense, completely unfuckable.
The purpose of zombies in our society actually is to give children from, you know, grades, I don't know, 4 through 7 something to talk about at lunch. Because, like, they'll just want you just sit down, you got your little lunch box, you're in the cafeteria, and someone's like, hey, what do you think you would do in a zombie apocalypse? And they're like, oh, I know what I would do. I would go to a Costco, and then I would get a ladder, and then I'd knock the ladder over, and then, you know, I'd go to the second floor of a house, and I'd blow up the stairs, like, blah, blah, blah. Because let me tell you.
Maddie, you fool. The zombies are listening to this and now they have all your plans.
Oh, shit! Oh, no!
You dumb motherfucker.
Oh, fuck.
You dumb motherfucker. These unfuckable zombies are going to easily find you in that Costco.
All the zombies listening, I'm not going to Costco. I'm going to Culver's. to subside off of ice cream.
Scoopy will save us from the zombie upbringing. He is a benevolent and wholesome dictator.
Anyway, that ends the zombie portion of the podcast. If you're a zombie, if you're further, just click away, you know, go listen to something else. Go listen to something like a brother or whatever. Anyway, all right, now that all the zombies are gone, you guys, I am going to be at Costco. So if you want to hang out with me at the Costco during the apocalypse, hit me up. I do have a rule. You can't have any of the chocolate muffins. Those are all for me. But anything else, it's fair game. So, if you want to party at Costco, that's where I'll be.
Did we answer this person's question?
Yes, zombies!
Their important society is that for the debate of middle schoolers and to be unsexy. Gotta keep those monster fuckers humble. Maddie, John from Yahoo Answers is asking us, would you become a vampire if a sexy man/woman vampire asked you to join their ranks? You will be immortal and stay age 30 forever?
Interesting. What if I'm not 30 right now? Do I have to age to 30?
It will instantly age you, what are you, 7 years until you're 30?
Oh god, don't say that. Oh my god! Yeah. See, I have no qualms with the rest of this. Immortal, sexy, vampire person, like, great.
It's the idea of becoming 30
the concept of having
and
to be
losing
30
your
years
20s.
Old. Yeah. You know, I already feel like I've lost my 20s, so I feel like I'm gonna have to say no. You know? Like,
just so you can... But you're 30 forever, Maddie!
Yeah, but I want to live and be in my 20s. They say your 20s, it's when you grow the most, you know, your frontal lobe or whatever finishes up. Like, I don't know.
And if you have your frontal lobe form too quickly,
yeah.
It really hurts.
It does. It'll be like a headache, and I just don't want to deal with that. Pressures that society places on 30-year-old women, I just don't know if I can handle that forever. If I could be like a fun, young, like funky, fresh, sexy 25-year-old vampire, then
no.
You know, now I'm listening.
Must be 30.
Damn.
Must be 30, and your mom will comment that you don't have kids yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time you see her. And she's also immortal, so you have to hear about that till the heat death of the universe.
Damn it. That's gonna be a no for me. What about you, Aidan? Would you be a fun, sexy 30-year-old vampire forever?
Yes, absolutely. Full take. No qualms. End of bit. Ad break, ad break. Here we are in the ad break. We don't get paid to do this. We do it so you pay us to shut up. You know the gist by this point, unless this is your first episode, in which case, hi, I'm Aidan Kidd, and I'm a burden to society.
Hey, welcome! I'm Maddie Barr.
And Maddie's just here, and we do ads in the middle of our podcast, even though what I said applies still, even in the current timeline.
This ad we're doing right now is an ad for our show. In the middle of our show.
Oh, it's stupid and pointless. It's the most redundant thing in the world, advertising for your own show during the show.
Listen to Lorefolk on Thursdays. We do a new episode every Thursday.
Go to our YouTube. You know what, actually, it's not the dumbest thing because we can plug our other stuff. This wasn't planned. We were just idiots riffing and not knowing how to do an actual podcast. But go follow our YouTube channel. We do animatics and such, and also on TikTok. They're also there.
Yeah.
We have a Twitter. We have an Instagram. They're all at Lorefolk Podcast.
If you guys actually went and followed those accounts, I might post memes.
Maddie feels awkward posting memes into the empty void, so she doesn't do it.
It's just for me, yeah. I'll post a meme on the Lorefolk account, and then I'll go like it on my account. Who's that for?
It's the saddest thing in the world.
Howdy there, kids. That's right, I said howdy, but it's not a fun voice. Is that what you were expecting? Bet it wasn't. I bet you also weren't expecting this incredible ad for fire in a can, but not the kind that explodes. That's right. I know you've heard about our sister company, Fire in a Can That Explodes, but we thought that was a safety hazard. We didn't think that was really cool for the kids, for the family. So we invented Fire in a Can, but not the kind that explodes. Essentially, it's just a can, and there's some fire inside of it. And you'll never guess this. It doesn't explode! Crazy! Life-changing. So if you want some fire, but you don't want to, deal with all those rocks and hitting those sticks together and being, on friggin' Survivor, just get some fire in a can. And I can almost guarantee you that it will not explode. Unless you buy fire in a can that does explode. We have really similar packaging, see, because we use the same supplier. So they're sitting on the shelf next to each other, and you got to make sure on the bottom it says the kind that doesn't explode. So don't accidentally buy the wrong one, because then it will explode. But fire in a can, but not the kind that explodes. Boom. Perfect ad.
Where do you get the fire?
The sun.
Where do you get the sun?
It's just up there.
Where do you get the up there?
Actually, it's a funny story. We have a supplier. It's called Up There in a Can, but the kind that the people that make fire in a can that doesn't explode use. So we go to the store and we buy a can, and it has Up There in it, and then we pop that open, and then it goes up there where the sun is, and then we just put that gosh dang sun in the can, and then it's fire. Weehaw!
Where do babies come from?
Where'd you come from? How'd you get in the? I'm recording this ad in a booth. How'd you get in here? I'm doing an ad.
I came from a knowing child in a can.
Shit!
That does explode!
Oh, wait, what? Aidan, I have something very important here.
I desire the knowledge from which you contain immensely.
This is just a straight up cryptid. And I wanted to share this wealth of knowledge.
Oh, I'm so excited.
X-monkey is an alleged primate said to live in many forests. Since there's only one, it's said that it moves around and it's very hard to study. Now, here's the history behind this little guy, and this is really the good stuff here. The X-monkey is said to have been created in a lab. The scientist who created it is yet unknown, although many people believe it was Albert Einstein himself, because he was always very uneasy when talking about it. The X-monkey is the size of an orangutan. It has half a robotic face. Its eyes are robotic, so they're always glowing. A couple different people in Kenya have claimed to see it, and then people found a lab once in Kenya, and it was run down, and they thought that's where it came from. But that part's not important. The important part is Albert Einstein made a robot monkey.
Okay, there's so much to unpack there, Maddie, and we're gonna get to the fact that Robert
Einstein, Albert Einstein's estranged brother?
No, don't roast me for that, please.
Robert Einstein! No, Aidan, you've just uncovered something even more important that so many people didn't know. That's
the X-Monkey's true name. That's the X-Monkey's true name, is Robert Einstein. It's his son.
Yes. Oh, God.
But hold on, before we unpack all that,
Jeez.
Can you put a link so I can see the X-Monkey? Because I Googled it, and it's a lot of very, very, very horny furry art.
Oh, this is not documented, Aidan. There are no pictures of the
I thought there'd be, like,
X-Monkey.
illustrations or something.
No, I mean, here,
okay, so I'll just use my mind's eye like the viewers. I'm just like the viewers now. I'm like a peasant!
Anyway, Albert Einstein created Robert Einstein, the X-Monkey. There's a lot going on, but my sort of main question is, if you made an X-Monkey, what would you do with it? What is the purpose of this creation?
Maddie, that's the stupidest question you could ever ask me, because of course I'm gonna lay waste to the surface dwellers.
How could I have not seen that coming?
You think I'm not gonna take my robot chimpanzee son and just destroy all of civilization? He's got laser robot eyes. Of course things are gonna get bananas. You like that? It's called comedy.
That's pretty
It's what
good.
I do professionally for a living.
Oh, shit.
But not anymore, because I've got a robot chimpanzee companion.
Yeah.
If you didn't like my terrible pun, then shame on you. Eat monkey lasers.
So he just does your bidding and...
We've fostered a very strong relationship, and we value each other's input on our directions of which surface dwellers we should lay waste to in that specific moment. It's a great bond. We're always working together. I'm a good dad to my robot chimpanzee son. Unlike Albert Einstein, who abandoned his robot son?
So you've adopted him now.
No, this is my own. Well, wait.
What happened? Wait. What about the original X-Monkey?
How long do cyborg chimpanzees live for? How long do regular chimpanzees live for?
Can I get Jane Goodall in here? Somebody tell me how long a chimpanzee lives for.
Male chimpanzees live about 32 years.
32 years, you said?
Yeah, about 32 years. A male chimpanzee, so I'm assuming that ladies live to 39.
I'm gonna assume that the cyborg part of the X-Monkey at least doubles that lifespan.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Which would mean it's about 64. And then let's just say, I don't know, for fun, that because of, the modern technology and supplements and whatnot, that he'd live maybe, I don't know, I'm just gonna pull out a number, 5 extra years. So I'm thinking the lifespan is, let me just do the math there, 69 years.
So Albert Einstein died in 1955. And I'm gonna assume that this is where he peaked creatively. So it was probably part of the later part of his life. So let's just say 1954. So 1954 plus, what did we decide? 60-something? 69. Nice.
I'm surprised you didn't get that earlier.
No, I was looking up Albert Einstein's age. So let's do some math here on Lore Folk, the audio podcast, while people sit around and listen to us say words and do math.
Would you say 1950?
54 plus 69.
66.
That chimpanzee could still be out there.
He could.
He will die.
He's got 3 more years.
He has 3 more years.
But they're going to be
die
big
in
ones.
2023. Not the time docs us, but fuck it. That joke's dead.
Yeah.
It died episodes ago. I don't know if you guys noticed. So, feasibly, I don't need to build a hypothetical robot son from which I will have a great work bond relationship with. I could find the original.
Yeah. That's what I had assumed. I figured he's gotten... See, they said Albert Einstein was embarrassed of him. So I figured he was kind of like... He was young and rambunctious then. And like Albert Einstein would be at a party and they'd be like, oh, Albert, you working on that new X-Monkey? And then it like, pans over the window and there's like a monkey like outside, throwing shit around and like blowing shit up with his eye lasers. But like now...
I've never heard of the X-Monkey.
The
That's not what I'm talking about.
Deep into his 60s. He's wise now.
He's wise, old cyborg monkey.
He's taken up carpentry. He's got hobbies, Like, he's surpassed Albert Einstein.
I think what I would do in such a case is I will build and create my own cyborg monkey. And then I will take it to the original X-Monkey. Monkey X. And I will ask him for his blessing and to help me raise the boy.
Aww.
And be the father that Albert wasn't to him.
Yes. Oh, you're breaking the chain.
Break the chain of abuse and neglect.
We love it.
This is the feel-good movie of the summer. Especially the part is where after the training, we eradicate everybody on the planet with his cool monkey laser vision.
But you do it as a father and son.
We do it as a family.
Beautiful. Yes. I love this. You know what? Yeah. I'm here for it. And you're like walking by a graveyard where Albert Einstein happens to be. I don't know where that is. You like look at his grave and you're like, I'm gonna do better. And then there's like a montage where you
more.
Yeah. This isn't
I'll
your
be twice
dream,
the father
Dad.
you
It was
ever were.
mine. Or wait, this isn't my dream.
Whose dad am I?
Yours.
Who are we in this hypothetical situation? We've lost the plot if we ever had it.
Albert Einstein had an ex-monkey son, and then you make your own son, and then you go to the ex-monkey and you say, hey, here's my son, and the ex-monkey says, yes, you've done well. You can continue the bloodline. And then he, like, takes a little vial of his own, like, ex-monkey, I don't know, robot, fluid, gas. What do ex-monkeys take? Double A's? I don't know. And he injects it into your ex-monkey. So it's just a little bit of that original, still kicking around in there.
A piece of his soul was transferred into the new ex-monkey, the true heir to the title. Do what I couldn't do. Be a good son and destroy all of human civilization.
Yeah, and then he has to kill you at the end because you're still a human. But it's like tender and loving. He's like, Dad, I wouldn't be who I was without you.
What the hell was any of that, Maddie? That's the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode.
I got lost, folks, and that's just what happens here on Lore Folks. Some days we get a little into the weeds, and we just don't know who we are, and whose son we are, and whose cyborg monkey we are. Yeah. And that's okay.
Because we're all the Lore Folk. See that? I brought it back around.
That's not at all. That's not even kind of.
No, it's perfect.
You
could cut the episode right there. I did it.